Today we've got a frenzy wild beast, a 1/12 scale brushless RC buggy truggy truck that looks very familiar. So this is from a company called GT Fans. I've never heard of them before. It looks good. It looks pretty good and it's got some good specs, but I just wish these Chinese companies would come up with their own designs. I mean, that is blatantly an Armour Outcast. And also I'm pretty sure it does not have a centre diff. So that is not correct. But I do like to mix things up on the channel and kind of cover everything. So well, I was going to say this is a cheaper brand from China. I think this is a couple of $100. So for us in the UK, maybe £160. Brushless, like I said, it's a frenzy wild beast. And it's like a little mini Armour Outcast. Well, suspension doesn't feel too bad. Definitely oil shocks on this. Right, so we have got a Fly Sky transmitter. These are getting to be pretty common across a lot of the cheaper brands. You got all your stuff on there, steering trim, throttle trim, dual rates. You got channel 3 and channel 4. Not sure they do anything on this. You get a bag of tools, some spare body pins with the tethers on them. Little spanner that will be to adjust your steering and your camber, I expect. A wheel wrench. No Allen keys, but we do have some hex drivers. A 1.5 and a 2. And then in this bag, what's this? Bumper, spoiler, wheelie bar. Hobbywing ESC, that's good. There's your info on your radio gear, instructions for installing the stickers, instructions, more instructions for the transmitter. Right, I will get the spoiler and wheelie bar on this and then we'll have a look at it. So there it is. I've not put all the stickers on, I just put the window stickers on. I prefer that cleaner look rather than the, well, the random stickers. What does M-Land mean? It's a nice looking truck, but that goes without saying because the Outcast is a nice looking truck. Tyres feel like a decent compound. I think there's some foams in there. Wheels are just a basic design. You got that spoiler on the back with a wheelie bar. This body has got that protection film on it. You have to take all the trim off, like all the roll cage which is connected to the roof skid. You have to take the lights out. Bit of a pain, but it's a very clean and shiny looking body. It has got front and it has got rear lights. They're connected by them cables under there. And then this is the buggy. It's got a car, well, I don't know if it is carbon. Yeah, it might be carbon. It looks like it's layered, but sometimes you get like a fiberglass that's got like one single carbon layer over it, but it looks nice. So it's got a 2845 3800 kV brushless motor. So in brush terms, that would be like a 390 size, 45 amp Hobbywing ESC. That will run 2S and 3S. It comes with this 2200 milliamp hour 3S LiPo, so 11.1 volts. Adjustable camber, adjustable toe. It's got an anti-roll bar on there. Metal bodied adjustable shocks. That is nice. Adjustable camber at the rear. Decent sized battery tray. Shaft driven 4-wheel drive. So I'm going to prove to you now that it hasn't got a centre diff. If I turn these front wheels, if it's got a centre diff, then the rear wheels should stay pretty much still. Whereas when I spin it, the rear wheels spin at the same time. There is no centre diff in this. I think they're getting confused with a slipper clutch. Your steering servo is under the ESC, just tucked up in there. That is 3.35 kilos. It's a JX servo, which are pretty good. All hex hardware underneath on this carbon fibre chassis. Not sure how strong these arms are going to be, but they do feel like they got a little bit of flex in them, which is good. Bearings all round, CBDs up front, dog bones at the rear, metal gears in there. And I think that's about it. Takes 4 AA's. There's your fancy lights, some blue and red on there. Can we change them? Oh, so you can switch them off and then switch them on like that. Does that do anything? Nope. Brake lights. Not that you can see them very well. Steering. It's all right like that. A little bit of pressure on the front and yeah. And then throttle. 4. Wow, that has got some punch. On the listing it says 68 kilometers an hour. That's quite a precise speed. So let's go and test that and see if we can get 68 kilometers an hour. Right, so we have a little bit of wind. Wind is in that direction. So we'll take the advantage of that. Steering slightly out. Well, it says 68 kilometers an hour. Here we go. That is full throttle. Pretty stable. And sounds nice and smooth as well. Needs a bit more trim, but see how stable it is going into the wind. Yeah, same. Whoa, on the grass, on the grass, on the grass. Definitely got a, whoa, bit of a delay on the throttle, I think. We'll check that in a second. 46 mile an hour, that is definitely over 68. 74. I'll do it fair and I'll run it into the wind, but let's check that delay. Yeah, there is a bit of a delay there. Once it goes though, it goes. Coming in hot. 67. So yeah, 67 one way, 74 the other way. I'd say that's pretty bang on what their predictions are, probably a little bit more. Right then, probably just about big enough for this track. Definitely fast enough. You need, I've been here enough times now to know you need about 30 mile an hour to clear these jumps, and obviously we've got nearly 40 in this, so whoa, actually we've got over 40, haven't we? Oh, tough on the brakes, really sharp brakes. There we go. Just need to get a feel for it. Definitely some chassis slap. Probably going to need, or probably be better with a gyro over here on this surface. It's wet as well, so extra slippery. Not very heavy, these things, so a bit of chassis slap isn't going to be the end of the world. Can't imagine it's going to do any damage. But we got plenty, whoa, plenty of speed. So the good thing about this is it's fully tunable. So fully adjustable with everything. Oh, that was a good jump. Shocks, geometry. Oh, that jumps really well. Once you get it dialed in, yeah, fully adjustable, unlike some of the other smaller ones. And, oh, 3 in a row. They've recently tarmacked this, so you can get a really clean jump off it. Definitely needs a little bit of control on that throttle, or on that brake, should I say. That was smooth. Super smooth. Backflip. Oh, yeah, it's got a backflip in it for sure. There. Oh, come on. That bouncy suspension just won't let me get a clean landing. It's definitely the only downside I can see at the moment, that suspension. Come on. There we go. That's the one. Right then, skate park. Survived that dirt track, it done really well. This will be a test for it though, won't it? Bit slippery, it's been raining most of the night, so all the ramps are a bit wet. That is a good guarantee though, that there'll be no one here. When it's been raining, best time to come to a skate park. Or when it is raining. Can't imagine we're going to have any issues with a backflip. Nice, yes. Double. Oh, pretty sure we can nail a double. There we go. Oh, that was nice. We're going to do that again. It's pretty controllable when you get used to it. You definitely have to be careful on them brakes, they are super sharp. Double. Right, let's go big jump, or death jump. You've got railings there, quite a nasty landing if you get it wrong. I reckon though, it's got enough speed, although the ramp is pretty slippery. Yeah, lawn dart. It made it though. Let's put that back. Oh, beautiful. I like it, it's good. Getting some on board, hit that jump, and when it landed it just sounds a bit, sounds like maybe a diff, maybe it's chipped a tooth or something. I'm going to have a look at the motor, but I think it might be, it sounds like maybe the front diff, I don't know. I landed it on power, so it's probably chipped a tooth. It's a bit of a pain to get into that front diff. You have to access it from the top. A lot of the newer stuff is just like 4 screws and the front comes off, whereas this is still going for that top access with six screws. Anyway, luckily that was the problem, so I didn't just waste my time taking it apart. So there is the diff, and as you can see we have 1, 2. So 2 teeth missing on that. It is just the crown gear though, that looks all right. I said that was probably the issue. I did lawn dart it quite a few times, and on that last one I was still on power as well, so partly my fault. I mean, these are only pot metal, but they're not the only company that do, well, this sort of stuff. Even Traxxas on their flagship X-Max still use gears made of the same material. Right, let's get a price to replace this. I can't imagine it's gonna be much, but while we've got this apart, it is an oil-filled diff. There's not much oil in there. There's O-rings on it and there's a seal on it. So that is good news because they were a little bit loose. So when I put this back together, I'm gonna put a little bit thicker fluid in the front, I think. But all metal gears, very nice. So after all that abuse, there is 0 damage. I don't even think there's hardly any scratches on either. There is pretty much no damage to the body. I can't see any other damage other than the diff. And for the full diff, not just the crown gear, the whole diff, it's $16.99. If you're in the UK, that's about £12, I think. Of course, you can't go to your local hobby shop and pick one up. You can't go online and order one and get it the next day. You might have to wait a couple of weeks for it to turn up, but you can get spares and they're cheap. I'd say this is a great start from a company that I say I've never heard of. It's durable, it's drivable, it's not crazy overpowered. I would say that that is a solid start for GT fans. I'm not sure if the platform is shared with anything else. I don't recognise it, but solid truck.